long way. Let's just put it that way. The hell with it, I'm just gonna do it. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new, welcome back if you're not. If you are a lover of all things beauty, handbags, luxury, and fashion, you've come to the right place. My name is Cece and welcome. Today is that day, guys. Today marks 3 years since I started my YouTube channel. It's been a long and interesting journey. When I originally started my channel, I started as a faceless channel. I was too shy and too embarrassed and just not ready to show my face on camera. And I have to say, I've learned so many lessons in the last 3 years. So today I'm going to share with you what I've learned in the last 3 years, why I started my channel, how you can start your channel if you're thinking about it, and share some tips and tricks that I've learned along the way to make your life much easier. I also posted a recent Q&A on my Instagram that I'm going to take the liberty of answering today. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into today's video. As you can see, I've got a lovely little number 3 to commemorate our 3-year anniversary together. And I've got some fresh flowers. Well, not so fresh now, but I got these on Sunday. It's now Wednesday. I bought these at Whole Foods. I thought they would have lasted a little bit longer. I will say I'm a little disappointed that Whole Foods flowers are not lasting. I typically get my flowers from Trader Joe's, and I have to say the price point is amazing. The quality is great. They tend to last for at least a week. These flowers are hanging on by a thread. I am going to share a little special unboxing with you guys as well, so stay tuned until the end of this video. To commemorate our 3 years together, I did gift myself a little something, so I do have a little Hermes unboxing for you guys. Let me pull up those lists of questions. Here we go. So thank you to you guys who already follow me on Instagram. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, definitely check out my Instagram page where I post daily. I'm going to go ahead and go through the list of questions that I received on Instagram first, answer those, and then we're going to get into the history of my YouTube channel, what made me finally start a YouTube channel, advice for those of you looking to start your own, or maybe just become a content creator on TikTok or Instagram, what advice I can share with you on how to start, just some tips and tricks I've learned along the way. So I do want to give a shout out to those of you that took the liberty of sending me questions. So I'm going to start with the first question, which is, what bag do you think is totally underrated? That's a tough one. I'm gonna grab my tea. I'm also feeling a little under the weather. My boy was home visiting from college and I think I might have caught his cold. I did not look at these questions ahead of time, so I'm totally unprepared. I'm answering them on a whim, so you're catching me off guard here. What bag do I think is totally underrated? I would probably have to say the Longchamp. Longchamp bags are finally starting to get attention. They well-deserved attention, but I think they are still underrated. For any luxury handbag lover, whether you're in a luxury price point or you're just starting out your collection, I think everyone needs a Longchamp bag. It's a great travel piece. It's a great everyday piece. It's a great mom bag. It's a great working girl bag. It is a perfect work and travel tote. It's just the perfect bag. I really don't think that it gets enough attention. Longchamp deserves a little more attention than what they get. In the price point range, they are similar to, say, a Polene or Sunrav. The quality that they put out is phenomenal. They have a long-standing history, brand power. I mean, I remember when I was visiting Nice, the Longchamp boutique was right on the same street as YSL, Hermes, Chanel. It was on the same block, and it's a much lower price point. And I will tell you that that boutique was packed with tourists and people looking to buy their bags. I just don't think they get enough attention in the US. It is really a global brand and a brand that definitely commands more attention in Europe than it does here in the US. So for that reason, I would say Longchamp is probably an underrated bag. And I would go with the tote, but there's so many pieces they've come out with that are just amazing and they have such a great price point. So I think I'm going to go with Longchamp. I know it's probably not the answer you were expecting, but I'm going to stick with that. Do you believe in purse piece? And then what is your best memory after starting a YouTube channel? That's a tough one. So do I believe in purse piece? Yes. However, I do believe that sometimes you achieve purse piece, but then you're distracted or you're enticed by a new bag. I believe in temporary purse piece. At some point, I hope we will all reach a point in our lives where we do ultimately reach purse piece and not want to add a new handbag into our collection. I don't know if that day will ever come. I don't know, because I feel like for those of us that really love handbags, we do see them as a piece of art. It's like asking a person that really loves art or art history, do they ever get tired of wanting to buy art? Do they reach a point where they feel like their collection is full and complete and wholesome and they don't ever want to add a new piece again? I don't know. I think it's going to be different for everyone. For me, handbags are a form of art. So I think that I'm always going to be looking to add and change and update my collection as new designers and new designs take way, we're always going to feel a love-hate for different pieces that are released. I feel like we're always going to be swayed to want to buy a new piece and add them to our collection. So I don't know that we ever really fully reach purse piece. If we do, I think it's temporary until the next beautiful work of art sings to us and makes our heart sing and we just dive right in. Best memory after starting a YouTube channel. I don't know if it's like a memory on the channel while filming or just as a whole. I would probably say my best memory, honestly, is just starting. I remember when I was just starting to put content out there and just finally took the plunge to start my own YouTube channel, and I was faceless at the time and I had nowhere to film. We were in the process of starting construction on our home. We were in the process of moving out, and I was filming in a corner of my bedroom where my working desk was situated because I had just gotten a job working from home, and I was in the corner, and I think I remember having like my AirPods in and you could see the wire from my AirPods. Poor lighting, there was no lighting. I was trying to film by the window and I was just doing the best I could. The sound quality was probably terrible, but I was just doing it. I was there and I was hyper focused and vigilant. So that's probably my best memory. I think my content has come a long way. If you see some of my early videos, and I'll try to include some for you guys in the description box below, they are not so great. Thoughts on brands like Polene Paris and Coach or even Mulberry, worth the money or save? I can't speak or comment on Polene specifically or Mulberry because I've never owned any of their pieces. Coach, I grew up around Coach because it was a brand my mom loved, my aunts loved. It was a luxury brand back when I was a kid growing up, and I think we all aspired to have a Coach bag one day. I remember my mom having a Coach bag and loving it. I always remember the leather quality being amazing. I remember it being considered an upscale luxury bag then. Coach today still remains a high quality brand that you can trust. They've never been known for any quality issues. Their craftsmanship is superb, and they do have a very reasonable price point. So I think it's definitely worth the money. I would argue that the same is probably true for Polene and Mulberry, although I've never owned any of their pieces. I've wanted to try. I may consider venturing out and trying either Polene or Mulberry. I'm just not sure yet. For a while, I wanted the Mulberry Bayswater bag. I've always loved that bag. I thought it was such a beautiful piece. I always kind of mulled it over. I don't know why I never took the plunge, but I would say they're definitely worth the money. Do your research, of course, as with any bag. Make sure there's no quality issues that are being reported by other users, because it does happen, unfortunately, brand to brand. It's not isolated to any one brand. So just do your research, make sure it's a bag that's worth it before shelling out the money. It is an investment piece. I by no means think that the price points for Polene, Coach, or Mulberry are cheap. They are reasonable when you compare them to Hermes and Chanel and other luxury high-tier handbags, but they are still an investment. So I would say definitely worth the money, but do your research and make sure it's a brand and a bag that you love. Are you eyeing any other brands or staying on your Hermes journey? For now, I'm staying on my Hermes journey. I am always eyeing other brands though. There's so many bags on my wish list. I mean, I really want a vintage Fendi baguette. I really want a new Bottega, either Jody or the large hop bag, which I never thought possible because I always felt like that bag was too large for my frame. But now that I see it and now that I own the small hop bag, I realize it just doesn't work for me. So I may be letting the small hop bag go and then eventually putting that money towards a new hop bag or a Jody perhaps. In fact, I think just saying that out loud might have enticed me to finally post my Bottega hop bag and sell it for good. For me personally, if I do want another Hermes bag, which right now I'm very happy with the two that I own, or I would say the four that I own, but I'm very happy with my two Birkins. I think having gotten my shoulder Birkin, it certainly scratched the itch, and I don't want any other Hermes bag immediately. I think I'm willing to wait and go through the journey slowly. The next top bag on my list is probably a mini Kelly, although I'm in no rush to get it. I'm quite happy where I am, and I'm at purse piece right now. Feedback on your stunning shoulder Birkin. Thank you. Now that you've gotten to use her for a bit, I adore my shoulder Birkin. It is probably my number one favorite bag in my collection. I get so many compliments on that bag. It is such a functional, practical, beautiful piece of work. It hits and checks all the boxes for me. The leather is amazing. The size is amazing. The color combination is amazing. It's so practical. It's so easy to wear and to use. It's just such a great bag. I think for me with larger bags, it's easy for it to become sort of a black hole where everything kind of falls to the bottom and you can't find anything and you're fishing for whatever it is you're looking for. The shoulder Birkin is wide enough where I can fit everything, all my essentials, but it's sort of, you know, it's got that short height. It's more of that east-west look. So I don't have to worry about losing anything inside the bag. So I have ample space, ample room, but I'm not losing anything at the bottom of the bag. It's not turning into a black hole. In fact, I think I may film a what's in my bag next and show you guys exactly what fits in the shoulder Birkin. I would highly recommend that bag to anyone. I think the shoulder Birkin is the perfect size. The 30 is still wonderful. I still love the 30. If I had to do it all over again, I would still incorporate a 30 into my collection because it has its uses. But I think in terms of practicality, for me, the shoulder Birkin is more practical because it's more versatile. So you don't have to worry about lugging around a larger bag. You can bring it to dinner. You can take it anywhere. In fact, I wore it to dinner last week on Friday and it was perfect. So I think it's a great bag. If you are an Hermes lover and looking to add a handbag to your collection, I would say definitely add the shoulder Birkin. What's on my bag wish list? Gosh, so many. So we touched on some of the Hermes ones, the Bottega, the Fendi Baguette. I would say in terms of Hermes, definitely a mini Kelly. I would say a Birkin 25. Those are both still top of my list. I would be happy with either one. There aren't really any other bags that are calling my name at the moment. I think those are the ones that I'm really excited about. I thought about the Chanel 25, but I just don't know that I need it. And I still love my 22, so I don't know that I really need it. I think maybe if I got rid of the 22 and added the 25, it might be an even swap, but I really do love my 22 and I don't want to let it go just yet. I think I would also consider adding a Chanel Classic Flap in a color now that I have the black. And I noticed that venturing out with my Hermes bags, my two Birkins are non-black bags. I really do love adding color to my collection. I'm less afraid of adding color to my collection and I'm less afraid of venturing out and being adventurous with my color selection. So I think for me, I would love to add a color classic flap, like a pink, like a light pink or a baby blue, something fun, maybe even a white. So I think I might go the pre-loved route and consider adding a classic flap. I'm gonna look and see. What's my favorite bag in my collection? And if I could only own 3 bags, what would they be? I would say without a doubt, my favorite right now is my shoulder Birkin. We'll see if that changes, but right now I do love my shoulder Birkin. I would say I also love my Birkin 30 and my Chanel Classic Flap. Those are the top 3 for me. If I could keep no other bags, those are the 3 I would hold on to. If there was a fire and I was running out of the house, those are the 3 I would grab without a doubt. What would you order from Hermes if you got offered a special order? This is a really good question, and I have to be honest, I've never thought about being offered a special order. So you're catching me off guard and I did not prep for this at all. I think it would probably have to be something Rose Sakura or Cray or Nata, just because I know that those colors are hard to find. The Rose Sakura is so beautiful and I hear that it's really difficult to find. I mean, a Birkin 25 in Rose Sakura would be gorgeous. A shoulder Birkin in Rose Sakura would be beautiful. So I would probably say definitely one of those colors that are hard to find. Maybe even a mini Kelly in Rose Sakura in box leather, or Epsom, maybe chevre. So many different options. I think the mini Kelly. I think I would opt for the mini, although the Birkin would be really cute too. But those are just some options I'm throwing out there. Of course, the mini Kelly right now on my wish list is in the Cray or Nata in gold hardware. I also would love the mini Kelly in black with gold hardware in box leather, Cellier style. I just love the way those look. They're classic, timeless. The Rose Sakura would be so cute. So I think that completes the list of questions. Now, what got me started on my YouTube journey? I'll be honest, I think I always wanted to go into some sort of performing arts. I've always been very artsy. When I was a kid, I used to love drawing. I actually was very good at drawing. My grandmother always painted and she loved drawing and painting. So I was always around the arts. My dad grew up playing classical music. My sister and my dad both play piano. My sister also plays guitar and sings. So I've always been around artsy people. My grandmother having painted her entire life, my entire family always had artwork from her in their home. I sadly don't own any of her artwork, which kind of makes me sad. I wish I did. But I was always around the arts. arts. I always really loved museums and books and reading and magazines, and I always loved modeling and fashion shows. I just loved Cindy Crawford growing up. I also always loved Audrey Hepburn and Marilyn Monroe, and I was always really shy, and I felt like I couldn't really speak publicly. I always felt nervous being on stage in front of people. I remember being in my high school drama class and being in a play, and I was okay because I didn't have very many lines to memorize or learn. But I do remember I have a fond memory of trying out for the cheer squad. It brought us into a room with like 5, maybe 8 judges, and you're alone in this room and you have to recite the cheer. There were like 3 or 4 cheers you had to recite to see if you got into the cheerleading team. And the pressure was so high. I felt like I was on the spot. I was being judged. I felt so nervous. I went into the room and I forgot the cheer. I couldn't get through with it. I completely forgot the cheer. And of course, I did not make the cheer squad. The only opportunity I had to be a cheerleader was one year. I think I was in 8th grade in middle school. One of the girls that had made the team dropped out, and so they gave me her spot. So I always loved the idea of being in like a role where you're able to offer entertainment and sort of put yourself out there. I was always so embarrassed and so shy. So I think for me, YouTube is a happy medium because I'm speaking into a camera. There's nobody there that's initially going to judge me. If I say the wrong thing, or if I'm not sure what to say, or if I have like a blank moment, I can always edit it out, so it's not a huge deal. With my career, professionally, I've grown, and I think YouTube has also taught me this as well. Speaking into a camera actually helps prepare you for when you're speaking on stage or speaking in front of a group of people or an audience. Because of my job, I've had to get more comfortable with public speaking. Oftentimes I'm presenting information or data to highly educated individuals. So I've had to kind of work past that fear and be comfortable in speaking in an audience. I definitely think I've learned so much on YouTube, and I credit so much of my ability to speak publicly because of YouTube. I've learned how to feel more comfortable. I mean, getting in front of a camera can be a little intimidating as well. And I think that when I first started, I was more intimidated. There's always people that get camera shy. I was really camera shy as a kid. I loved the idea of having photographs taken, but I was always really camera shy. I think that I've worked past that. When I finally started, it was after 2020. I think the height of the pandemic, I was working so hard and putting in so many hours. I finally decided, you know what? Life is short. We don't get to do it all over again. So it's either do it all now and live with no regrets. I saw so many people dying and unfortunately being hit with COVID and the toll that it took on people and their families. I think it kind of snapped something inside me and made me realize, you know what? Live your life now because tomorrow is not promised. You never know what's going to happen. And I always felt like at that time, I was giving so much of myself to my career, to my husband, to my kids, to my family. I had nothing really left for myself. I was emotionally drained and mentally exhausted by the end of every week. I never really poured into my own cup in terms of self-care. So I started to feel really stressed out and anxious and almost like a shell of a human, where I felt like I was just going through the motions, almost like a zombie, and not really enjoying life. And that's when I realized, you know what? Tomorrow is not promised. It is not given. Take today as if tomorrow were your last day and do everything it is you want to do. So that is my best advice to you. If there's something you're thinking about doing, whether it's starting your own YouTube channel, putting content out there, starting a blog, taking a complete risk in terms of your career and starting a new career, if you are passionate about it and it makes your heart sing, go out there and do it. Do it unapologetically, not worried about what the world will say or think, because tomorrow is not promised and that's the only chance you get. So that's really what kind of pushed me to start my YouTube channel. As I mentioned, I started slow. I was faceless. Hello Catwalk City really inspired me because I know she was starting right around the same time. Unfortunately, when I initially started my channel, it was in 2020. I switched jobs and ended up switching to a new job in 2021. And so I got really busy and I wasn't able to dedicate enough time to my YouTube channel. So I kind of dropped it. And then at one point I felt like this is silly. People are going to find me on the internet and I'm embarrassed and I don't want to do this. And so I took everything down. I deleted everything and I essentially left my Instagram idle. It wasn't until October 2021 that I finally decided, you know what? Why am I giving up on this? Why am I not investing more time into this? Why did I just delete everything? And that's when I sort of restarted my YouTube channel. My Instagram was still there and idle. I just kind of revamped it and continued using it, but I still had some followers from my initial run in 2020. But unfortunately, the YouTube, I did have to start all all over again, which is fine. And I'm so thankful to so many amazing creators out there that inspire me every single day. So many creators that really inspire me and push me to move forward and remind me that, you know what, we all have to start somewhere, no matter how big or small, and it's okay. The first step is just turning the camera on and starting. So that's really what kind of pushed me. In terms of like tips and tricks, I would say if you're looking to start your own journey, if you are looking for something in content creation, invest in the equipment, invest in the lighting, invest in the sound and the camera. And I have a couple of items that I personally have invested in that have made all the difference in my own YouTube channel. So I'll include all that in the description box down below. It is worth every penny. If you're gonna do it right. I would say don't let it hinder your ability to start. Start anyway, because when I started on my cell phone with like a $20 microphone I bought on Amazon that I hooked up to my phone, and that was it. And I bought like a tiny little tripod and just started. But I think over time, as I saw that I was building a community, I decided, let me invest more. And that's when I took the plunge, decided to start investing in more equipment. And I'm so thankful that I did, because when I look back to some of my videos then compared to now, it's made all the difference. I also started editing on iMovie. I've now embraced Final Cut Pro. I've had to learn it, which is something that's also been quite challenging and difficult, having to learn something at my age. I was in my late 30s, early 40s. I'm now 42, and I commend myself for being able to learn Final Cut Pro. It's not easy. I've had to YouTube a lot of it. I've had to Google a lot of it. As I'm editing, I run into some challenges or roadblocks, and I have to stop what I'm doing from editing and Google how to fix it or Google how to do something. And I've learned so much over time. And I think watching other creators really fuels my creative spark and influences me and pushes me to learn these new things. It reminds me that, you know what, if they can do it, I can do it. Why not? So I want the same for you. And I hope that this inspires you to start on whatever journey it is that fuels your heart. And if you're looking to start something, go for it. Don't let anyone stop you. All right, now let me go get that item so we can unbox it together. This is something that I bought back in August, and I've been waiting this long to unbox it. So we are gonna unbox it together. I wasn't sure if I should save it for Christmas. I'm gonna unbox it here because I think it's important to commemorate and celebrate life's milestones, no matter how big or small. And although we are a small community, we are a community nonetheless. And I know it's only been 3 years, but here's to many, many more. I have to photograph this. It is the Avalon blanket in this beautiful beige nude color. So excited. And I thought about this because I really wanted to add it to my chair. I thought so many other content creators have their handbags on display. They have something that just shares what their channel is about. And I don't really have anything but these blank walls and my flowers now. So I figured this would be a nice touch to add to my chair. We can all enjoy it together. Don't know how I will style it, but we'll leave her there for now. In terms of plans and next steps for my YouTube channel, I'm hoping to invest in a consistent process of uploading 2 videos every week. So my new schedule is now going to be officially every Thursday and Sunday. I did play around with different schedule dates and times, and those are just the times that work best for me because my schedule is so busy every Monday through Wednesday that Thursday and Sunday gives me enough time to kind of batch my content, edit, get everything up and running so that it's prepared and ready to go out the end of the week. So having Thursday and Sunday right now is working for me. Comment down below, let me know if you guys are interested in like the consistent posting. If you have any ideas for topics, other things you'd like to see on this channel, let me know, because now this is going to be the year of GirlGoneLux and I'm going to be investing in my Luxy community. Now that I've scaled back with work, my goal is to really go full throttle with my YouTube channel in hopes that I can continue to grow and add to this amazing community and continue to put out valuable content that you'll find helpful and relevant. So definitely give me a shout out down below. Just give me a thumbs up. If you don't want to say anything, that's okay. I get it. Just give me a thumbs up if this resonates and you're looking forward to it. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below if you don't already subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye guys.